Second problem on the one. Construct BFA for regular expression. A B star plus B. Stable expression. A B star plus B. Okay, before we start, whole star in the whole star in the ಇದು plus means always on. Really star illam plus means on. Either this expression or this expression. So what will the language contain? It can contain A like B is only A. Okay. So next option, it can be AB or ಇದು first ಇದು try ಮಾಡೋಣ. We go to the or. Okay. So ಇದು ನನ್ನ 0 ಆದರೆ it becomes epsilon. A dot epsilon is just A. Okay. If this is 1, it becomes A. If this is 2, it becomes it can go like this or it can just start with B. Only B. There is no other option. Okay. So you expect to go A followed by any number of B's. Okay, this means to say there is no star if it was star any combination of this or this. There is no star if it just means to say or. Is it clear? Okay. What is step number 1? Hash. Step number 1, operate the given regular expression with hash. One line very rational expression data example. One line practically augment the given regular expression with star. Sorry, hash. So the expression is A star plus B into hash. Static and dead actually because star is 1. Let me not put a bracket. Confusion bad under. Vehicle after it's okay. Should not matter. Okay, that's what the first step is the position. Numbers for only the symbols, but including hash. So A gives 1, E gives 2, E gives 3, hash 4. Step number 3. Find the first pause of the given regular expression. On a line very example. Find the first pause of the given regular expression. Find the first pause given regular expression. What do you mean by first position? First position ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಬರಬಹುದು regular expression ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರಬಹುದು? First pause 2 ಬರ್ತಾ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಅಡೇಟ್ not data what is the first pass ಅಂದ್ರೆ regular expression ಅಲ್ಲಿ starting first position ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಓಕೆನಾ either or ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅದು in the next step B expected ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ or ಅಥವಾ either this or that or ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇದನ್ನ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ okay this goes on like this it can be number of B's or it can be just B. So now you tell me what are the possibilities of the starting of a regular expression. A in the starter group ಅಥವಾ B in the starter. B in the starter group. The B is starting B ending. There is no other option because there is no star, there is no plus. There is nothing followed by that. Is it clear? So plus andre either you can have this as an expression or this is an expression. If it has this as an expression, then A will be always the starting of the regular expression followed by any number of B's. If this is the expression, it starts from B. So starting A is important. Either it can be A or it can be just B. But which B? Which position? Is this the position or this is the position? Third position. So what will be the first cause of the regular expression? A plus, sorry, AB star plus B hash A ಯಾವ regular starting equal to 1 or 3. What is the confusion? Clear? Second, Anjana? Here we will follow A. I will just keep repeating. Whole bracket has star plus A or either this or this. Error on the board. So error possibilities to averaging up. All staff that we have a smart, I just want to ask the question. Let us clarify this. Any combination possibilities of A's and B's. Same code available. A never started. B never started. A and B will be the same combination in this case. Okay? Clear with this? So what is the next one? Not in the first step, first and the second step position, then the third first position continue. Follow pass not first pass, follow pass. Follow pass of what? Follow pass of all the symbols. Follow pass of all the symbols in the HTML set. 4. So what should I do? Follow pass of 1. Follow pass of 2. Follow pass of 3. And follow pass of 4. Follow pass of ಏನು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಈ ಸಿಂಬಲ್ ಅಪಿಯರ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಂಬಲ್ ಯಾವುದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಒನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆ ಯಾವ ಸಿಂಬಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ದ ಫಾಲೋ ಪಾಸ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋ ಪಾಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಈಚ್ ಸಿಂಬಲ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಸೊ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಸಿಂಬಲ್ಸ್ 1 2 3 and 4 so you should find follow pass of 1 2 3 and 4 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎ ಬರೆದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎ ಬರೆದ ಮೇಲೆ A follow ಆಗ್ಬೋದು will this symbol follow will this follow or will this hash follow ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಓಕೆ A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ 2 ಬರುತ್ತಾ 3 ಬರುತ್ತಾ 4 ಅಥವಾ 2 ಬರ್ಬೋದಾ 3 ಬರ್ಬೋದಾ 4 ಬರ್ಬೋದು A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ಬೋದು B ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಆಮೇಲೆ A ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಬರುತ್ತಾ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಎ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ಬಹುದು ಫಾಲೋ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ 1 ಬಿ ಓಕೆ ಎ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಬಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಎಪ್ಸಿಲಾನ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಎ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿ 0 ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಎಪ್ಸಿಲಾನ್ ಎ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬಿ ಬರಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯನಾ ಎಸ್ ಎ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ನನಗೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಓಕೆ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ತೆಗೆದು ನೋಡಿ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ 1 ಏನೇನ್ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರಿ ಎ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಎ ಬಿ ಬಿ 1 2 3 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ ಸೊ ಎ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೇ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಬಿ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಅದು ಎರಡೂ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಆಚೆದು ಯಾವ್ದು ಆಚೆ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಯಾವುದು was this the expression given and I put a hash correct so what is this means to say any combination of A's and B's so if A is first symbol A can be followed by A can be followed by B ಇವೆರಡೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಚೆ ಸಿಂಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ okay so you have written something like this now what is the given expression A B come after this A? First question. What is the 100 times later? Or or this one. I did not say and or combination. So E A and B start. Will it come? No, because plus means to say or without a star or a plus. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತೀವಿ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ outside you have a star. Star means to say any combination of A's and B's of any length. A's and B's any combination ಅಂದ್ರೆ A first ಬೇಕು B ನೇ first ಬೇಕು B last ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕು ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ A plus B star ಅಂದ್ರೆ it can be any combination of A's and B's of any length. ಅಂದ್ರೆ starting A ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ B ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ B ಬರ್ಬೋದು B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ A ಬರ್ಬೋದು A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ A ನೇ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ B ನೇ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. It can be any combination. Always remember A plus B star is any combination of A's and B's of any length. A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದು ಇಲ್ಲ. It can be any combination you can think of, but without a star, without a plus, it is either this one or this one. ಎರಡು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಎರಡು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. Either this combination ಅಥವಾ ಈ combination. It cannot be together. And there is no star, there is no plus. It can be. It will never be together. Okay? So ಇವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಬರಬೇಕು ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಬರಬೇಕು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಜಿಕ್. ನಾನು A ಅಂತ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ A ಆಗಿ ಏನು ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ B ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. B ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ B 2. So A ಆಗಿ B ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ಈ B ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯನಾ? No, because either this or this. Okay, so ಈ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ any combinations of zeros and Z and then you will come outside. Okay, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ either this or this last ಇದೆ hash. So A ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತೀವಿ A ಬರುತ್ತೆ. A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಫಾಲೋ ಆಗಬಹುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ B ಫಾಲೋ ಆಗಬಹುದು. A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ B ನೇ ಇದ್ದರೆ it is also possible, but A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ is the question mark for me. Okay, A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ you said B can appear. ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ B ನೇ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ where will it go? So what should we write? 2 and 4. Okay, 2 and 4. Same logic. But any combination of A and B ಬರುತ್ತೆ outside ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ have an area, but you have anything here, you have added hash, so ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ it can be followed by 4. Okay, so B ಬಂದ್ರೆ B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೊನ್ನೆ A B star plus B and hash. So now we are finding the follow fast now 2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೇನು ಬರಬಹುದು ನನಗೆ ಬರೀ hash. So B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಬರಬಹುದು B ನೇ ಬರಬಹುದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? So B ನೇ ಬರಬಹುದು. B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಗ B ಬರಬಹುದು. B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ B ಬರಬಹುದಾ? Okay, what can I write here? 2. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತಾ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. Where will it go? Outside. So what is that? 4. It can be either 2 or 4. ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಶ್ವೇತಾ ಡನ್? ಸಂಜನಾ ಈಗ ಬಂದಿದ್ಯಾ? ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಡನ್? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಫಾಲೋ ಆಲ್ಸೋ 3 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೀ 4 ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇದು ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಬರೋದೇ ಆಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ? ಹ್ಯಾಶ್. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್? 4 ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇದೆಯಾ? ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್? ನೋಡಿ ಇದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. So they have given this in the question paper. Follow fast ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ Follow the circle here. Gणेश here this. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬರ್ತಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಲೈನ್ ಬರಿ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನಂಬರ್ 3 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನಂಬರ್ 3 ನಲ್ಲಿ first pause becomes the starting state of the DSA. Step number 3 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ first pause ಯಾವ ಕಂಡಿಡ್ತೀರಾ that itself is your starting state. First pause becomes the starting stage of the DSA. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ Q0 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. This is Q0. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಕು 1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಸಿಂಬಲ್ A 3 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದು ಸಿಂಬಲ್ B. ಅಲ್ಲ ಲೈನ್ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ. First pause itself becomes the starting state of the DSA. Starting state of the DSA which is equal to Q0. Set as 1 and 3 ಇದೆ 1 ಅಂದ್ರೆ A 3 ಅಂದ್ರೆ B. At the follow pass next step number 5. Find the transition states and its transition. Find the set of states. Find the set of states and its transitions. ನಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಯಾವುದು Q0. ಓಕೆ ಈಗ Q0 ಏನು ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಫಾರ್ Q0 find transitions on alphabet equal to A comma. So what are you finding? Transition on the delta. State is Q0 and symbol is A. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ Q0 B ಎರಡು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಿರಿ. ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಈಗ Q0 A ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ A ಇದೆಯಾ B ಇದೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ. A ಇದೆ ಯಾವ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ 1. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರೀಬೇಕು follow pass of 1 ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Follow pass of 1. Follow pass of 1 ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಏನದು ಸೆಟ್ 2, 4 ಇದು ಹೊಸ ಸೆಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಸದಲ್ಲ 1 and 3 ಈಗ ಬಂದಿರೋದೇನು 2 and 4. ಸೊ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ Q1 Q0 ಆಗಿದೆ ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ Q1. 2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಸಿಂಬಲ್ B. 4 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಸಿಂಬಲ್ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಸಿಂಬಲ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಹ್ಯಾಶ್. ಈಗ Q0 B ಅಂದ್ರೆ B ಇದೆ ಯಾವ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ 3. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಐ ರೈಟ್ follow pass of 3. Follow pass of 3 means just 4. ಬರೀ 4 ಈ ತರ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇದೆಯಾ Q0 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ 1 3 ಇದೆ Q1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ 2 4 ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ this becomes Q2 and 4 is nothing but hash. So Q0 ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಷನ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಯಾವುದು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಬೇಕು Q1 on alphabet A comma B. So delta of Q1 comma A ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಬೇಕು. delta of Q1 comma B ಎರಡು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ Q1 ಸೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿತ್ತು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬನ್ನಿ. ಇದು Q1 ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ B ಮತ್ತೆ ಹ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇದೆ. A ಇದೆಯಾ A ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ನಲ್. ಸಿಂಬಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ನಲ್. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 and 4 2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ B 4 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹ್ಯಾಶ್. ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಷನ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ Q1 ಗೆ A ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. A ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. A ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ನಲ್. Q1 on B. B ಇದೆಯಾ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ? B ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಇದೆ. So ಯಾವುದು ಸಿಂಬಲ್? 2. So what should we write? Follow cos of 2. Follow cos of 2. 2 ಏನಿದೆ ಸಿಂಬಲ್? 2, 4. ಇದು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಬರಬೇಕು ಫಸ್ಟ್. 1 and 3 ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೇನಿದೆ? 2 and 4 ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಯಾವುದು? Q1. Q1 ನೇ ಬರೀರಿ. Write the same symbol. Okay. ಈಗ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಷನ್ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ವಿ? Q0 ಆಯ್ತು, Q1 ಆಯ್ತು. ಇನ್ನು ಇದೆಯಾ ಯಾವ ಸಿಂಬಲ್? ಯಾವುದು? Q2 ಇದೆ. So we should try delta of Q2, A. I should try delta of Q2, B. Null. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ? ಬರೀ ಹ್ಯಾಶ್. ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ, B ನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. So there is no transition for both of them. Null. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನು ಇಲ್ಲ, B ನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. So it is null. Any new transitions? No. So that means you are going to stop the process here. ಇದೇ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಇರೋದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 10 ಅಥವಾ 15. ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತರ್ತೀನಿ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಪೇಪರ್. ಓಕೆ. So now you will start. So what is now we are doing? You are going to find the DFA. DFA ದ 5 ಟಪಲ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಷನ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬರೀ. Okay. So the equivalent DFA is the equivalent DFA is so DFA ಏನು ಕಪಲ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ Q ಇದೊಂದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇದೊಂದು 100% ಬರೀತೀರಾ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್. ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ Q0 S. ಸೊ ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೋಣ. Q ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಬರದ್ರಿ? 3. ಯಾವುದು? Q0, Q1 and Q2 ಬರಲಿ. ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ? A, B. ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ ಅಂತ ಬರೆಯೋಣ. Q0 itself ಅಂತ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಓಕೆ. ಈಗ F ಬರೆಯೋಣ. ಏನಿದೆ F ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಹ್ಯಾಶ್ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಅವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಫೈನಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹ್ಯಾಶ್ 1 and 3 ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಂಟಿ. ನೋ, Q0 ಅಂತ ಫೈನಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. Q1 ಗೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. Q1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ? Q1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ? 2 and 4. So that is B, hash. So I have to write Q0 as the final state. Sorry, Q1 ಅಂತ. Q2 ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಏನದು? 4. 4 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಹ್ಯಾಶ್. 4 ಅಂದ್ರೆ even that is there in the final state. ಇನ್ನು ಯಾವ್ದು ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವ್ದು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಡೆಲ್ಟಾ A, B, Q0 ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್, Q1 ಫೈನಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್, Q2 ಫೈನಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ Q0 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನಂಬರ್ 5 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಷನ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರಿತಾ ಹೋಗಿ. Q0 A ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರಿ? Q1. B Q0 B ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರಿ? Q2. ಈಗ Q2 ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Q1 A null. Q1 B ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? Q1 itself. So Q2 A is null. Q2 B is also null. So ಇವಾಗ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Q0 is the starting state. A ಬಂದ್ರೆ Q1 ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, B ಬಂದ್ರೆ Q2 ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದೇ ಲೈನ್ ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೀ. ನೋಡಿ Q1 ಬಂದ್ರೆ Q2 ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ Q1 A ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅವಾಗ. ಓಕೆ, ಬರೀಬಹುದು, ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬರೋದು ಬೆಟರ್. ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ. PDA Q0 A ಕೊಟ್ರೆ Q1 ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ, Q0 B ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ Q2. ಓಕೆ, Q1 ನೋಡಿ A ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬರೆಯೋದು ಬೇಡ. Q1 ಗೆ B ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಲೂಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Q2 ಗೆ ಎರಡು ನಾಲ್ಕು ಏನು ಬರೆಯೋದು ಬೇಡ. ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಏನೇನು ಬರ್ಬಹುದು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಇನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಏನು ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಏನು ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಇದಾದ್ರೆ so A plus B star ಅಂದ್ರೆ starting symbol, what I'm talking is first cause. Either it can be A or B. ಇದೆರಡೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಆಚೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್. ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಯಾವಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಎರಡು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾಲೋ ಪಾಸ್. ಇದು 1 ಇದು 2 3 4 5 ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಹೇಳಿ. 1 ನೇ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ it can be any combinations of A's and B's. ದೀಪಕವನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಆಮೇಲೆ. It can be any combination of A's and B's. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಸೊ A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೇ ಬರ್ಬೋದು, A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ B ಕೂಡ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೇ ಬರ್ಬೋದು, A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ B ಬರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಇವೆರಡೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ A. ಸೊ ಫಾಲೋ ಪಾಸ್ 1 ಏನ್ ಬರೀತಿದ್ದೆ 1 2 3. ಫಾಲೋ ಪಾಸ್ 2 ಏನ್ ಬರೀತಿದ್ದೆ B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಬರ್ಬೋದು B ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಂತ ಒಂದ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ B ಬಂದ್ರೆ it can be either A or it can be otherwise outside symbol. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ 3 ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಈ ನೋಡಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಚೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯ ಏನು ಬರಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. A ಮಧ್ಯ ಇನ್ನೇನೋ B ಮಧ್ಯ ಇನ್ನೇನೋ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಮೂರು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು B ನೇ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು. ಈ B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಬರ್ಬೇಕು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು B, that is nothing but 5. ಈ B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ hash. Clear? So what did you do with this one? ಮತ್ತೆ I will repeat, you know, or regular expression either you can start with this or with this one. So or ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶುರು ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಶುರು ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ so what did I write? First position is either 1 or 3. Okay, ಈಗ follow first A ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಬರಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ B ಬರ್ಬೋದು, or ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. B ಬರ್ದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ hash. Okay, so that is A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ either you can get B or hash. Okay, ಈ B ಬಂದ್ರೆ B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ಬೋದು ವಾಪಸ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. A followed by any number of B's ಅಂತ ಓದೋದು. A ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ any number of B's. So B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಬರ್ಬೋದು B ನೇ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಇದಂತೂ ಬರಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ or ಅಂದ್ರೆ. Okay, if you go outside that is 4. ಈ B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಬರಕ್ ನೋಡಿ or either this one or this one ಎರಡು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. B ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು hash ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಎರಡು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ hash ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ itself is your starting state. ಅದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ A ಗೂ ಇದೆ B ಗೂ ಇದೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಷನ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದ್ರೆ
but this is simple PN junction, but we are going to add 2 more contacts before this carriers whatever generates in the PN junction. They usually tend to come together and then recombine and release the energy in the form of heat or light. But in the solar cell,
A followed by, okay, even before this, array A idea, B idea, and the transition clear with this? Any
so
doubts?
simple pH junction
So,
is the basis of the solar
topic
cell. Before the carriers are recombining, we have to provide the facile pathway to come out of the pH junction. So we had two more contacts.
Regular expression.
Like electron selective and port selective contacts.
Construction
These
of
two contacts are placed in the adjacent side of the pH junction. And once light is hitting, whatever the free charge carriers, the electron and port generated are moving away and getting emitted by these carriers. And then going to the surface part performing like electricity, like electric heater or light or any other.
From regular expression.
So as of now,
construction of
we have like three different technologies grouped into the generation, but most popular one is like first generation, we call it like silicon solar cell technology because the material used to absorb the sunlight and create electricity is like coming from silicon. So just see that like so we all know that like, silicon is coming from SiO2 to different chemical approach, but like just you take any silicon, it could be P-type silicon or N-type silicon, and then you create a doping like N junction by doping. So we are not taking two different materials, P and N-type, just take any one, and then by introducing a doping, the existing one, the top layer is converted to the opposite. So you will get a P-N junction. It's like a homo junction. Once you have a P-N junction,
definition of regular expression. Barsidin alva? Any first point of correct.
So once you have a PN junction, then apply the suitable electrical like electron and hole contact and make the device, and then the system is ready for conversion of the sunlight. It's a very simple process, but if you see the manufacturing like chain, normally the raw material for the silicon solar cell is like nothing, just sand. Then you have to produce a polysilicon using a different chemical approach by reacting with the PHCl4 and then so on. Once you have a polysilicon, purify it, convert it into ingots. It can be like a single crystalline ingot or a polycrystalline cubical kind of mix. Then slice it. Once you have a P or N-type wafer, just dope to the like expose to the suitable dopant, create a PN junction, and the cells were like assembled into the module configuration in the different size and then placed under the sunlight for the electricity generation. So this is a typical schematic diagram how the solar panels were assembled. You just see that like so far I was talking about silicon solar cells. Once you have like a few hundred cells, these cells are like assembled in a series or parallel configuration with a suitable electrical contact and placed between the front glass cover and the back side is a kind of water and oxygen proof sheet. Is like a kind of a polymer sheet. And the entire structure is laminated to give a required mechanical rigidity and placed that under the sunlight for the electricity generation. So if you see India's solar capacity, like in the year 2010, we didn't have like much installation, but gradually this Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission helped us to improve our installed capacity, and then the numbers were like going as per the expectation, and the government want to reach about 100 gigawatt from solar photovoltaic, but as of now, like we are close to 60 gigawatts. The remaining is in the pipeline. So this mission helped us to deploy not only the existing solar photovoltaics, but also like to develop a new and emerging alternative approaches based on like a new materials, fast effective process, long lifetime and all. So I am also working on like a perovskite solar cell. One of your faculty was like already mentioned that she's working on that one. So like kind of third generation solar photovoltaic. And Dr. Sanjay Dage is like extensively worked on the second generation thin film solar photovoltaics. He's going to talk much about that. But this first generation one is already deployed in a very high level around the world, and most of our commercial deployments are based on the silicon solar photovoltaics. Because of this kind of like policy and then very wide kind of aggressive deployment, now some of the best and world's largest solar photovoltaic power plants are located in India. This one is like the Pavagada in Karnataka. The capacity is like close to maybe like 2 gigawatt. At one place we have like so many things. So all together, like our capacity is now 60 gigawatt. Okay, everything looks fine, right? So I'm going to address small kind of field level issue and how we try to solve the issue to ensure the technology is really sustainable. Okay, if you have like this kind of solar power plant, as I mentioned, you just put it under the roof or like under the sunlight at a different level, like kind of a roof or a ground-based installation, and slowly these panels, like the dust is deposited, accumulated on the top surface. So like how we are cleaning it or windshield every day, like this also need to be cleaned to keep it more efficient. Otherwise, this dust sitting on the front side, as shown in the cover glass, so we disturb the incoming sunlight. So sunlight may not able to reach the solar cells, and therefore the capacity, the power production capacity gradually decrease as a function of time. So you see this, like no. Okay. So this graph shows that like the origin of like the starting point is like day one of the installation. You assume that the power is like 100%. Okay, the big power plant, maybe like in megawatt or gigawatt scale. Just you see that as a function of days, the power gradually decreases, right? So the blue line indicates that the kind of projected one, but up to this point was measurement. So if you have like a 1 megawatt, then within like 3 months, your power plant is operating at only like 80% capacity. The remaining 20% is not functioning. So it's a loss for the investor, and it's a kind of a loss for the environmental action. Like all aspects is like kind of a loss. So we are not getting what we are supposed to get from the solar power plant. Why this is happening? It's like a different kind of dust. We call it like soiling losses. It can be like a kind of organic or inorganic or bird tropics or some nature like the leaves and all comes from the tree or nearby locations. So the solar power plant need to be kept clean so that the plant can produce its original or like installed capacity for like a longer duration. But this kind of events, like whenever natural cleaning process takes place, like rain or any other things, so that things like the dust, all other things are removed. So again, power goes up, like the capacity goes up, but then gradually dust accumulates and then losses are increasing. So if there is no rain for like longer things, like so November, December, and January, February, like our measurements indicates that the loss approach is about kind of 30 to 35%, which is a huge loss for the solar power plant. Okay, so how so far like the existing approaches, that how existing approaches have helped to maintain or minimize these loss are very interesting. So the one crude approach in India is like you just put a water and then swipe it. So here is a little technical, like we put a pressurized water jet. So amount of water used to clean these panels are kept minimum, but generally we have like a normal water, tap water or like water provided by some suppliers in the form of tank or other things. So we come here with the motor and then just splash it, and then like how we are cleaning the house or any other surface, like this will wipe out, and therefore entire dust removed from the top of the bottom. Okay, but this created a kind of a negative impact. If you see some of the news things like the Adani one, Adani solar power plant in Kamuti.
Sir, you can have tea and then your voice can get energized.
So
Hot
that's
tea.
okay. I will take. So you see that this one, like when the water was extensively used from the plant or like from the ground level, borewell and other things, the nearby areas face the severe water shortage. And one of the news article appeared like it is in 2017. There was a big protest in front of the solar power plant. So those guys are taking more water, and therefore groundwater level going very rapidly, like decreasing, and people not able to get water for the drinking purpose. Then government came forward to defense. We didn't give any permission to take the water because this place, the other solar power plant, this one is in Kamudi. You can see from this, Tamil Nadu is like the south part of Tamil Nadu, so always like a very serious issue of drinking water. Then even we made a kind of a statement. You see that generally solar photovoltaic. I also mentioned that it's like a green and sustainable and then like only emerging technology addressing the future green energy demand, right? But we made a statement. It seems this is not a green or sustainable as it seems. The entire defeat is like entire purpose is defeated in a single action, right? Then Government of India also, the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, we sent a letter to all the state governments. Please take care of the effective usage of the water. So we say that, don't use the water, try to rationalize it so that like the impact can be minimized. Even they suggested some of the things. One is like robotic cleaning, where water usage can be minimized. The other one is like easy to clean coating or hydrophobic coating technology, which we also like a part of this activity. So they suggested some of the emerging technologies. So you can make the solar power plant really clean. But nature already gave a kind of solution. If you see these lotus leaves, they always like very clean, right? Because they have a kind of a unique structural aspects. So they are able to remove the dust and all other things by themselves without any external forces. So if you further go to this microstructure of the leaf surface, it's made up of two different structures. One is like a micron size spike, and then nanometer size roughness. These two things are contributing to the hydrophobicity. It means like a water contact angle. So this structure is like creating a repelling the water from the surface, and then water tend to roll off. During this process, dust are like removed by natural means. There is no need of external force or some other solvent or water for removing the surface. So we try to recreate this kind of approach in the laboratory. So instead of like a micron size spike, we use a silicon nanoparticle, SiO2, not silicon. So this is like SiO2. So it's very common and easily available spherical particles for various applications. And then we try to functionalize the silicon nanoparticles with a low surface energy fluid chain chemical. So both are like a mixed together, and we got a sol. And then the sol is like a kind of paint or ink. It can be applied on the various substrates. So not only this solution, we have to identify a very economically viable and kind of a possible way to coat the large surface area of the solar panels installed in various places like ground level or roof level or like some hilly areas. So not only develop the solution, we also identified a kind of easily like a deployable approach. So we selected this spray coating approach. So this spray coating is a kind of a standalone system with a small tank, and then spray gun. You can go to the place wherever the panels were installed, and it can be applied. So this process, solution and then spray approach, like developed in the laboratory, and then we first tested it because all these things like I think I'm not able to see the title. So there is a figure of merit. We call it like a kind of a quality control. Once you have this system, okay, you apply on the glass, cover glass or any other glass, and it has to pass or qualify in a two different aspects. The one is the solar panels always coming with a cover glass. So light is entering from the front side. The front side is made up of cover glass. Or you can say solar PV glass. So once you apply this coating should not disturb the amount of sunlight entering into the device. So you can tell it as like a transmission, right? So we made a coating on the cover glass and then measured to see whether the transmission of the glass goes down or like maintained or increasing. So we found that there is no kind of an impactful decrease or increase in the transmission of the glass surface. So this is the first point to adopt in the solar photovoltaic panel for cleaning the surface. The second one is like a kind of water contact angle. I have mentioned previously that lotus leaves due to its unique structure, they are creating a kind of a force. So water droplets are like accumulated and become spherical. So we can measure in the laboratory. So this two slide glass, like this is a PV cover glass simply. You can see this is a bare glass, generally used in the industry, and this is the one modified with our easy to clean coating. This both shows like kind of you can also see that I kept some samples here. Maybe after my talk or after the end of this season, you can come and put some droplets and two different glasses, solar PV glass, and you will come to know how the water droplets are like reacting on this coated and uncoated surface. You can see this water contact angle of more than 90 or 100 is sufficient to remove the dry dust in Indian environment. So we targeted 100 plus water contact angle. So in this case, I think I don't have the number exactly, maybe like close to 100 or 110 degrees for a water droplet sitting on the coated glass surface.
So test the natural calamities of storms.
Yeah, actually the solar panels already tested for such kind of extreme weathering environment, like impact or like I can incident. So there's some mechanical tests are there for kind of storm hail test, and then it's like a load bearing test and all. But this coating is coming on in front of the glass panel of the solar cell. So they are also subjected to the similar test if they are accepted and implemented in the manufacture. our initial attempt was to kind of retrofitting. We went to the plant and did, so we didn't do all those things. But now one of our technology receiver want to try all those things so that we can integrate in this production line. So this is a typical mechanism how the surface is pulling a water surface, so that like instead of spreading, this spherical droplets are forming on the top of that easy to clean or hydrophobic coated glass surface. So this is the angle what I mentioned, water contact angle. And this is a typical mechanism. So you just imagine that this is the glass plate kept in a different inclination alpha. So the spherical water droplet and this is the dust. So the dust is facing three different situations. The one is in the middle, or it can be the beginning of the rolling and block like rotating in this way. So how the forces like contributing to hold this dust on the surface and how water droplets pulling inside the drop and then taking away. So this is a very nice work done by a kind of German institute, and he published a long list kind of theoretical understanding. He also like tried to figure out from these like what is the optimum water contact angle required to remove the dust from the solar panel surface. So after that, like we developed the solution, applied on the glass surface, and then tested for like a transmission and the water contact angle. Then we made a kind of a prototype to validate in the laboratory. So this is called mini module. So we made a mini module with the coated and uncoated solar cover glass, and then tested its performance under the simulated sunlight, and we found that there is no any impact. So in the beginning, it means our coating is like a not disturbing the amount of sunlight entering into the device. And then we put it under the field. You can see that like the one is with easy to clean coated, and the other one is a bare glass surface. And we monitored for like more than, it's still going on. I think now we're third year. Some of the measurements happened during the COVID time. We initiated in 2020, I think January or February. So the losses are like you can easily figure out. The 100% is like there is no any loss. But when days goes, the ratio or the performance difference between the coated and uncoated solar mini module is like gradually coming down. It means like when here the loss is like 30%, and then when small amount of rain or anything happens, it goes up and then comes like this fluctuation. So this result proved that this easy to clean coating is like working very fine, and then can be like taken to the field level. So we went to the solar panel manufacturing company near our office, like in a Fab City. Then we tried to show that like this kind of coatings can be implemented in their product line, and then we showed some demo, and then we measured this. It's like a before and after the coating, and then we are like kind of a certifying agency. Okay, it looks fine, and it can be taken to the field for the commercial deployment. So this is our team that like we made it in the Renusis, that is like one of the biggest solar panel manufacturing company in Hyderabad. And then we like install these two panels in the rooftop with a micro inverter. We try to monitor. So the whatever I have shown previously is like a lab scale. So we have a very controlled environment. I can control what is humidity required, what amount of dust need to be like thrown on the surface or temperature. But the real-time situation is completely different. We don't have any control on this rain or wind and all other things. So we kept it, and then you can see that like coated and uncoated panels are kept in the same place. After a few days, like maybe 15th day, you can see the color difference, right? So then it won't go beyond like this 20 or 30% because the wind always tend to take some of the thick layer of the dust, but still it's like shown very good impact. And then we got a patent for this, and then transferred this technology to the two different companies, and the work was sponsored by NTPC, so we also got it for their capital usage. Then it's like I think one is Novus coat and the other one is a clean coat. So both are like commercially they are marketing for field level deployment. Then sometimes this kind of activities also getting a place in the media, and then you can see that like self-cleaning solar panels and all of these in Twitter and newspaper and from India Science Channel. So I would like to conclude, like we started with a kind of a real-time problem and observe what is the field level challenge, how it can be like addressed through the cost-effective and deployable technology. So we started with the material synthesis and then made the prototype and tested in the laboratory, and then applied to the real-time situation, and then monitored and then assess its techno-commercial viability, and then approach the industry or like industry approaches for a suitable deployment. And then some of the things are taking up. So this is a success story. We also have different like various level of various stories. I'm not going to show here, but this is the way like how we work, and then try to improve the sustainability of the solar photovoltaic technology. So with this, I would like to thank our former director, Dr. Chief Budarajan, and Dr. Padmanabham, and then director, Dr. Tata Narasimhan, and then our team leader, Dr. Satyamil, and then our team, and then some of the faculty agencies like DS to Inspire, and then IUA stuff, and then itself, and then college management for the opportunity to come here, and then Safra also committee for like organizing this wonderful opportunity to talk to young people. Thank you. If you have any questions, if time permits, I can answer now or later also. Thank you.
Hope some of our students join your team and then they also will be coming and talking like this to the little age.
Any question, ma'am?
This mainly this event is organized to motivate you all and people to go and join these kind of organizations. That's our mission. Hope it is popular. Thank you. We'll get some nice hot coffee for you, please. Again, forward.
I request the first year students to please move to the computer lab. Only the first years.
Yes, I can come in front now. First years at home.
11 o'clock.
Please move forward.
I got a calling you after this.
Come and occupy front chairs. Please.
No, actually, he said to me, I didn't go till I'm. Thank you. He said very nice things and good statement.
I now request second years and third years to move forward. I would now request Afra of BSc MPCS third year to introduce Dr. Sanjay Dhage, sir.
I take privilege in introducing Dr. Sanjay Dhage, sir. Dr. Sanjay Dhage is a skilled scientist in Center of Carbon Materials at ARCI, International Advanced Research Center for Power Metallurgy and New Materials. Sir has done his PhD in 2005 from National Chemistry Laboratory, CSIR, NCL in Pune, MSc in Inorganic Chemistry from University of Pune in 2000, BSc and MPc from Nagpur University in 1997. Coming to Sir's work and research experience, Sir has set bars in all the fields. Sir is a scientist at ARCI Hyderabad involved in establishment of country's first pilot line of thin film solar cell 2010 till date. Sir worked as a postdoctoral researcher at University of California, Los Angeles, USA, and at Chonbuk International University, South Korea, 2006 to 2008. Sir has been awarded with numerous awards and honors for his incredible work throughout his career. Sir has 70 publications in peer-reviewed international journals, 2 book chapters. Sir has an industrial postdoc fellowship, BPCI India, and from Brain Korea, 21 Chonbuk National University, South Korea. Sir has a university postdoctoral fellowship, University of California, Los Angeles, USA. He was awarded the title of Outstanding Researcher in Solar Energy Materials in 6th Venus International Science and Technology Award, Vista 2020 in Jan 2021. He is also a member Professional Societies, International Solar Energy Society, Society of India, MRCI, Solar Energy Society of India, SESI, Sensor Research Society of India, SRSI, Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, IEEE, Indian Carbon Society, ICS, American Chemical Society, ACS. Sir is also an editorial board of International Journal of the Energy and Environmental Science. Sir, I would like to call you on that.
Very good morning.
Good morning, sir.
First of all, thanks to Dr. Stella and Dr. Sita for organizing this talk. And thanks to Dr. Subhash who is coordinating all these days for this event. And today, actually, Ishwar Murthy has made my job very easy because he gave a very nice introduction on renewable energy and solar energy. But still, since it's the students' young minds, I would like to revise few things. I wanted to understand whether you have carefully listened Ishwar Murthy or not. So I will try to revise some of the slides. Okay. So before I move to the presentation, I wanted to give an introduction about ARCI, what is ARCI, and what are the thrust areas of ARCI, and which areas we are focusing on, and because this is for the benefit of students. If you are interested in some of the areas, you can join us in different program. So that program brief also I try to give in my presentation before I start the actual talk. So ARCI actually focuses on, we have 10 dedicated centers, technical centers. We have a center on engineered coatings, sol gel coatings. Madam is sitting here leading the sol gel coating center. Solar energy materials, Murthy is working there, and I was here working in that center. Automotive energy materials, that is located in Chennai. And the non-oxide ceramics, we have focused on some strategic projects and all. Carbon materials, where I am associated in recent past, like since last week I am working on carbon materials. We have dedicated center for laser processing of materials. We do all laser welding, cladding, polishing, and all works in that center. We have fuel cell technology center located in Chennai that works on the polymer oxide fuel cells. We have nanomaterials, which is focusing on production of nanomaterial in bulk, in kilograms and all. And they focus on various nanomaterials for different applications. And we have center for ceramic processing. So that basically low expansion glass and other ceramics they are working on. So these are all the overview of ARCI. If you anyone feel that you have interest in some of the area, you can approach us, me, Dr. Ishwar Murthy or Dr. Subhash, and then we'll help you to get in ARCI for your project or for the different programs we have. So next, please. Azadika Amrut also anyway, Dr. Ishwar Murthy already briefed about it. This is basically a umbrella under which we do several programs, several talks, and the kind of different programs in schools and colleges to make students excited about science. And this is Government of India initiative. So we show this slide, and this started on 12th of March by the Prime Minister. And it is a 75 weeks celebration till the Independence Day of 2022. And yeah, and 75 weeks of celebration is over on the Independence Day of 2022. But Prime Minister wished to extend this till the next year's independence, that is 23rd of 15th August. So whatever programs we are conducting in schools and colleges is coming under this umbrella. So this is the message I want to give. Now after this, yeah, I wanted to give you some kind of opportunities available through Government of India or at ARCI or at different R&D institutes within the country. So Government of India has several initiatives for the young students, young minds. So this is one of the programs called India Innovation Growth Program, IIGP basically. So IIGP 2.0 is basically for the college students. If you have a very innovative idea and you feel that this idea can change the industrial transformation or it can give you some solution, so you can come up with the idea, and this is basically a kind of tripartite joint venture including Government of India, Department of Science and Technology, under Government of India, then Lockheed Martin and Tata. So these three big players has made this joint venture to support students who are interested in science. So if you have any fantastic idea, wonderful idea, you are always welcome. You can go through the website, and you can log in and check whether your idea is good for the national. So this is one program I wanted to bring to all your attention because I feel that young minds have very nice, exciting ideas. And if you really have ideas, you can approach ARCI also. We can help you with pursue your ideas to next level. Okay, so next is about the opportunities at ARCI. What opportunities we have at ARCI? This was through the Government of India. So ARCI is basically autonomous research and development institute under Department of Science, Government of India. So we have several programs for students. Like we take fresh master students, that is ME, MTech or MS degree. They are called postgraduate training program, PGD, and we pay them 15,000 rupees per month, and we will hire them for 1 year. And they will work on our several sponsored projects or sometimes the internal projects also. And we will assign them a work, and they will give the results to us. And after a year, they are free to go. They can apply anywhere. We will help them in applying abroad. Also, we will help them in applying different jobs and all. So this is for the benefit of the student. But this program is non-extendable. We cannot extend this beyond 1 year. This is just to give exposure to young students. So if you are a BTech or MSc degree, we call them GDP. We pay them little less, 12,000 rupees per month. But this program is there. And then if you are a diploma or BSc, we pay them 8,000 rupees per month, and still the tenure is 1 year. And if you have seen, like the second slide, I have shown our areas of working. If you have your interest in any specific area mentioned in this slide, you approach us and we help you.
Third and fourth category, we work on those two areas.
Okay, fine. Then we have summer internship. Basically, this is non-paid program. This is like 45 days minimum to 60 days maximum. Like the students working on their MTech, ME or MSc, in between they have summer vacation. Like after first year, they will have a couple of months vacation. So that vacation they can utilize to join the research program at ARCI, and that we will not pay them. They have to organize their own accommodation and transportation. And this 45 days to 60 days, we kind of arrange a orientation with them of different centers in ARCI, and we'll assign them with one scientist.
How do you screen them? Any selection process?
I'll see, there is an online application advertisement will be there on our website, generally in the month of February and March. And we'll get plenty of applications every year, like almost, because I'm in this screening committee, I know almost 500 applications we get for this. And we have about 60 seats for this. So 60 plus minus 10 we can do always. And if some are coming through some references, we'll give them preference also. So it is not that hard and fast because we don't pay them, so we don't bother much. We think that if a student is really excited, he should get benefited. That's right. So you can keep a watch on our website during the February and March month, and then once the advertisement is there, you upload your CV and we'll screen the application. And if you are selected, you will get opportunity to work at ARCI for 45 days to 60. That period, like between start generally in May and June, where you have vacation. Yeah, next please. Then students project we conduct, like if you are in MSc or if you are in BSc, and some colleges have final year project, 3 months to 12 months project we can offer MTech and MSc or ME. So you can apply for this also. You can approach any scientist or any areas. You should go through our website and see if any scientist area of research is of your interest also. Then you can approach that scientist and he can directly get into touch with you and he will offer a project. But this project is again non-payable because it's your own project. This will go to your therapeutic, right? So we don't pay for this, but you will get opportunity to work with us on your project. That is, we go to your so this is this student project basically. Even BSc or BTech students also we accommodate sometimes because some colleges will offer a project for 3 months, their final project, last semester project. So 3 months they can stay with us for that project. And then if you are a master's, you are having master's degree like MSc or MTech, you can join us as a research fellow, junior research fellow or senior research fellow. Here we will pay to them, and you will be hired for 5 years, and you can register for a PhD with us. We have tie-up with all IITs, including IIT Madras, IIT Hyderabad, IIT Bombay, all NITs, central universities, and you should qualify their entrance exam for PhD, and then you can register with them and work with us for 5 years. So we'll pay them almost like JRF stipend is about 33,000 rupees plus HRA, and SRF is about 38,000 rupees plus HRA. So this much you will get if you register for PhD with us. So this is all about the opportunities at ARCI. I would like to bring to your attention and your faculties. If you find any exciting student, please tell us so that we can help them to pursue their dreams. Yeah. Now let us get back to the topic about the renewable energy. So Dr. Ishwamurthy has made a very nice presentation about, gave a brief about our status of the renewable energy and all. But still, I will just spend a few minutes on this slide because there are two different resources of energy. That is renewable energy, renewable resource and non-renewable. So renewable, you know that wind mills, we can convert wind into the energy by rotating turbines using the flow of the wind. Hydropower, like the big dams, you can use the flowing water to rotate the turbines and generate electricity. Solar power, anyway, we will discuss more about solar power because that is the area of our interest. And geothermal is one non-renewable energy. We have biomass is also again a very famous renewable energy source we have. So in short, renewable energy is the energy derived from the natural resources, which don't create pollution, which will not harm the environment. Whereas on the other side, you have non-renewable energy resources, that is oil. If you burn oil, it will give you greenhouse gases. Coal, if you burn coal and generator energy, it will give us greenhouse gases. Nuclear, as a harmful to environment and humans, and natural gases. And moreover, these are all have limited resources because it cannot go beyond your lifetime. So coal has a limited resource, like it can go maybe another 100 years. But after that, what resource we have for energy? Because our demand day by day will keep on increasing. So next please. So why renewable energy? It's we have these two resources, and we get plenty of energy generated from coal, fuel, and other non-renewable also. But why we are interested in renewable energy? So it is generating energy that produces no greenhouse gases, so no pollution, and then it's good for both humans and environment. And this picture is very much self-explanatory. That if you use renewable energy, you can see on the right side. If you don't use renewable energy, you can see on the left side. Which one you want? So that's the message we wanted to give from this picture. So renewable energy is an important aspect in our day-to-day life, and we should always encourage to generate a power from renewable energy. That's the message. So it is justified that we should produce all our power requirement through the renewable source only. Next, please. So now Dr. Ishwamurthy has gave a brief about the our present power electricity generation. So I will also just spend 1 minute on this slide. So this is 393, about 400 gigawatt of our power generation at the moment in this country, 2021 data actually. And out of that, about 53% power we generate only from coal, right? and only 13% from solar, some 10% from wind, and about 13% from hydro, and 6% from gas. So maximum about 70% we still generate from the renewable sources only. And this 400 gigawatt is our present demand till date. But if we go beyond, if we predict and make a model to kind of understand that by 2030, let us take 2030, how much will be our energy requirement? It will be almost double because our population will increase, our infrastructure will increase, industry will increase. So that requires a lot of energy. So this energy requirement in 2030 will be about 800 gigawatts. So if we keep using the non-renewable resources, the kind of rate at which we are disposing that is very fast. So renewable energy sources, which is abundantly available, is replenishable, should be used. So 2030, our government is expected to increase this 13% solar energy to about 33%. And we have kind of Jawaharlal Nehru Solar Mission, wherein we have some targets. With the target we are trying to meet now, and we are trying to use the renewable energy sources like solar, wind, biomass, and hydro to fulfill our demand in future. So this is just for the fun I kept solar energy, because I will talk more about our efforts in solar energy and what R&D activities we do at ARCI. So solar energy has application right from space to the urban or rural areas. So you can see the panels used in that space graph is basically solar panels which can generate power throughout 24/7, because in the space there is abundant sunlight. And you can see in the very urban area where no electricity can reach. In fact, I wanted to mention a couple of years back, I used to go for a trekking to Srisalam through Nalamala forest. And there is one village called Pedacheru. There's no electricity actually. And one guy holding a small solar panel in his hand and charging mobile. That was a very interesting picture for me, because I was searching that picture in my mobile, but I could not find it. So this is the middle one, where the mobile phone can be charged using a small panel. And I got a demo model also. We made solar panel in our laboratory, thin solar, and then we can charge our smartphone using this small panel.
So, type of charging device.
So see, this is like an in-house developed. So charging is slow, but it can continuously charge. It will take time. So if you have more current, the charging will be faster, of course. So this train is from India only. Some of the trains in the country actually use solar panels to generate a power for the AC. So then also you can save a lot of electricity. And then this picture is from Gujarat, the canal. This is canal water from the river going to the farms, and they cover this canal by the solar panel so that the water evaporation also can be reduced. So that is one of the application. Then the wind power anyway, wherever the windy areas are there, you can always use the wind power, and you can get. Only thing is the capital investment in the beginning will be more, but you will get the power for long time. And then some of the ambulances actually to use the solar power for the medical devices, for the operation of medical devices. In case of urgency, suppose the vehicle is not working, the battery is not working, so the medical devices can be operated through the solar poles, small solar panel. And it has no limit. Solar panel can be taken anywhere. Even the roads are not required. No matter what field you are going, you can carry the panel and get power as long as sun is there. So this is just a kind of overview I wanted to give, that what application apart from electricity generation, the domestic or small applications which doesn't require grid can give you tremendous applications. Yeah, next please. Yeah, this already I think Murthy has explained. So the radiation we get in the on the Earth is basically what the dark area gets maximum radiation, the vent area get minimum radiation. Let's talk about the Indian conditions. So the western part of the country, right from Gujarat to almost Tamil Nadu, they get a very good sun radiation. So on an average in our country, we get 4 to 7 kilowatt hour per meter square. This is sufficient to generate huge power. And as we mentioned that we get sunlight of almost 300 days in a year, and that is more than sufficient to generate huge amount of energy that can fulfill our need. Next, please. So now we have sunlight, very good sunlight in the country. So what are the technologies we have to convert this sunlight into electricity? There are two broadly categorized technologies. One is solar photovoltaic. You have a solar panel which generates electricity, but the electricity generated from solar power is basically DC. Your all appliances, all these appliances are DC. So you have to convert this DC into AC by putting inverter. And or you can store this DC into the battery, and in the night or in that time you can use this. And there is other technology like the solar thermal. Solar thermal is basically, you can see these curved surfaces called parabolas. So this will absorb the sunlight, and you can see in between there is a tube. This tube will be flowing a liquid in it, and this concentrated solar radiation can heat this tube, and the flowing liquid in the tube will get heated, and that heat can be used to generate a steam, and that steam can get the backup. So this is an indirect method of using sunlight to make electricity. And this also is very famous method, and a lot of plants are there in Europe. So we'll more talk about the solar photovoltaic today, because we work on solar photovoltaic. So that's the reason otherwise if you start talking everything, the time will not be sufficient. So please next. Yeah, so these are the different technologies available if you categorize into the thermal and PV. So in thermal, there are different temperature requirement technologies are there, low temperature, mid temperature, high temperature. So anyway, we will not talk much. But in PV, you have mainly the technologies called monocrystalline silicon, polycrystalline silicon, amorphous silicon. Silicon, there are different forms, and then the wafers and thin film. So this is basically first generation, second generation, and third generation. What perovskite or organic PVs are out there. So they are also very exciting field now, perovskite and organic, because which also shows a lot of potential to get these solar cells into the real application. Next, please. Yeah, so once you have different technologies of this many years, what people have tried to attempt, they use different materials to understand that how we can get the maximum power output, like the efficiency we get. Efficiency is the term by which you can calculate the performance of the cell. So any material, solar active material, you can measure the efficiency by fabricating a solar cell, and then that efficiency can decide how good is your solar cell. So these many materials, if you see like from 1975 to 2022, there are hundreds of material being used for these applications. And like if you categorize first generation silicon, then second generation copper indium gallium selenide, cadmium telluride, amorphous silicon, and third generation like organic PV or dye-sensitized perovskite. So over the period of time, several materials have evolved through the R&D, and they have been continuously improved their efficiencies. So now you see the maximum is 46%. That is basically the multi-layer cells that has a special application in space only, and the method by which it is being made is very expensive. So you cannot use that for a domestic application. But whereas in this 28 to 21, these are all commercialized technologies available at this moment. Using the second generation and the third generation solar cell. Yes, basic working principle already your physics guys and Vishmurthy has explained the PN junction phenomena. So this is very simplistic way to explain you that how solar cell is working. So if you have a solar panel, for example, it's just a schematic, sunlight falls on it and it will give you electricity. That much we know. But what is happening in that panel? So this is what is happening. You have PN junction, and once the sunlight falls in, it will generate electron hole pair. And you have to separate these electrons and holes. Holes you have to push to the one side, and electrons you have to push to the other side. And you need to have electrodes back side and front side to collect that holes and electron, and you will get the electricity. That's the simplest way to explain the photovoltaic effect. And this is a typical solar cell. You have PN junction, backside electrode, which is generally metal, and top side electrode, which is generally transparent conducting oxide, because the light has to pass through that transparent conducting oxide. So I will show you how we have worked on this kind of solar cell configuration, not silicon, but we use the inorganic thin films, and I will show you the fabrication. Yeah, please. So this is the R&D activity at ARCA, basically. So this is a kind of solar cell. This is non-silicon. We do not work on silicon, and we work on CIGS solar cell. That is called copper indium gallium solar cell. And this has a very unique advantage. It has a very high absorption coefficient. So unlike silicon, the backup requirement is about 150 to 200 micron to make a solar cell. But whereas in this case, the requirement of the film is about 2 micron. So you can 100 times bring down the thickness of the film. You can save the material, and you can make a very nice film on any substrate like a glass, any flexible plastic which can sustain up to 400 degrees Celsius. So this is a very unique technology. We started working on this in 2010-11. We established a pilot line for this one. This is a cross section of the solar cell. You can see we are making on the glass as a substrate. Then we put moly. Moly, as I said, back contact is moly, metal back contact, which collects the holes. And then CIGS is a P-type material, series is N-type. So overall thickness of this one is about 2 microns. And then we have top contact zinc oxide azido, that is basically transparent metal zinc oxide. So this is a full configuration of a module, and you can do the serial interconnection of the cells by passing this laser thread. So in the process itself, you can incorporate laser scribing. Like after moly coating, you can scribe it, isolate some area, then coat CDS, again scribe it, and third after coating azido again scribe. So this will give you a possibility of making this kind of configuration. So this is a complete application line we have at ARCA. Starting from a glass, we coat molybdenum. The second step, then we scribe it using a laser. Very fine scribing line of about 50-60 micron we can make. Then we coat CIGS by sputtering and evaporation and different techniques. And then we coat CDS. It is about 15 nanometer by chemical bar deposition. Then again scribing to make P2 isolation, and then zinc oxide azido, that is top contact, and the third scribing. So we'll get this kind of final configuration of a model, and ultimately we will laminate that using another glass. So this glass to glass lamination, and these are all facilities we have at our solar center to make this. And our objective was to make a kind of materials development on different processing steps and improve the efficiency, reduce the cost, use some non-vacuum based techniques to reduce the actual manufacturing cost of the solar cell. Yeah. So how we have developed this using this, for example, line, what we try to do. So first we start working on the small area, because any cell, the minimum area requirement is about square centimeter of length. So we started with a very small area, 1 square centimeter. We try to do a lot of materials development using the pilot line. We optimize so many parameters of all processes, like the sputtering of moly, CIGS, CDS, and zinc oxide, and all. And we make these small cells, and we measure the performance of the cell by the current voltage characteristic. We can shift the voltage and measure the current, and if it gives this kind of curve, this is called IV curve, and you can measure the efficiency. So highest efficiency we made of the cell is about 13% so far. So now the challenge is to scale up this to the next level. For example, less than 1 square centimeter, if you wanted to make, for example, 5 centimeter. So we made some 5 centimeter area cell. We isolated into small areas, then small areas of the cell, and then map the efficiency on different levels. Like 24 cells, you can see in that 5 into 5 centimeter, and those 24 cells. This is a mapping of the efficiency of 24 cells. So we have different distribution of efficiency, like it is generating different power from the different areas. Now this is a cell configuration, but when you make a model, the configuration is different. You have to ultimately make the monolithical integration. So that has to transform into the model configuration. So this also we work on 5 by 5. Then next challenge is to increase the area from 5 by 5 to 10 by 10. Because ultimately we have to demonstrate some application. It's showing some IV, is showing some performance, but that is not sufficient to attract the industry or to attract the people who are looking for some technology transfer. So we scale up to 10 by 10 and we demonstrate some applications.
So what would be the reason for the change in the efficiency?
Sorry. Yeah.
Some areas are giving high efficiency.
Yeah, this is basically dependent on the depending on the process condition. So when you go from small area, you get a very uniform and composition and thickness. But as you increase the area, your composition and uniformity will vary from area to area. So definitely you will get some variation. Next, please. So using those 10 by 10 and 5 by 5 models, we actually try to demonstrate some application. Like this 5 by 5, 5 to 5 centimeter model, we can rotate a DC motor of 2 volt and a fan. And the series of LEDs we can run using the 5 by 5 model. And this picture actually is a video. So this picture is actually this 10 by 10 model with the small circuit. I got this also. If there is sunlight outside, you can see the real-time demonstration. And please. So this is actually a very sunny day. We kept this model outside with some small circuitry, and your smartphone can be charged with this one. And this model is fabricated in our.
How much does that panel cost?
We did not do any costing, madam, as of now, but definitely it will be expensive only because it's a thin film, and all processing is done by the vacuum process. Bring to the sir. Yeah. No? It's not good.
Stay connected.
Normal state.
Normal view, we will say. Is it inserted also?
Anyway, so for this I have a real-time demo model I can show you. If the video is not working. Let's go back to this slide. I don't think. Go back. Yeah. Go back. Go back. This also, this image also is fine. Okay.
We should save it as a downside version.
Go back.
It says video is there. Go back. Says video is shown.
That's what
Go to that slide. Click on that.
No. Maybe in my if you open my PPT file.
sunlight.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's
That
not.
would be better.
Yeah. We have sunlight, we can show the area side.
That would be better.
Yeah.
Enjoy it better.
Sure. It's not safe. Okay, please go. So, that's what we did. We have demonstrate some applications for charging of the mobile phone using our panel certificate as our line. That is our achievement at ARCA. But on the national level, what is the status of renewable energy in the country? You can see several renewable energy projects are installed, like right from the wind, solar, or biomass in Hyderabad itself, in Telangana basically. The Ramki has installed the biomass project, and there are several solar projects across the country, and on the coastal area there are several wind projects are there. So, our total target of 175 gigawatt by 2022, we are about 113 gigawatts by 2021 May. Produced from the renewable energy as of now. And this is the statement given by our the Honorable Minister of the State for Renewable Energy. He said by 2022, what target we set. With respect to that, we have almost 140 gigawatt renewable energy capacity, which we are far from our target, but we are closing towards achieving our target. So we are doing good in renewable energy, and we hope that in future also we will meet our targets and produce a lot of energy using the renewable sources. With this, yeah, I would like to thank you all for listening. And if you have time, we will show this demo model with the sunlight is also.
Thank you, Dr. Iswaramurthy sir and Sanjay Dhage sir, for enlightening us on the topic energy efficient systems. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Shubhasree ma'am to address.
Good morning to everyone. And, it's very nice to see the hall filled with young and beautiful girls here attending the lectures on energy conservation. First of all, thanks to Madam Sarla for organizing these lectures. We are doing this as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which is an initiative by our Honorable Prime Minister. And since we are funded by Department of Science and Technology, they have asked us to sensitize or motivate students to take up science as their career. Because many people, they do engineering, and even if they do BTech in civil engineering, they want to go for computer science jobs, some data operator, because they get paid immediately, they want immediate returns. But then people who are really excited, they they invest their time and they get their returns in terms of satisfaction of innovating something. Since you're all doing your undergraduation here in this college, we feel that we should motivate all of you and really encourage all of you to take up science as the career, because the excitement is different. See, you can just go and do some data entry operation and then get paid few tens of thousands or a few lakhs maybe. But then after some time it becomes a routine job. That excitement is not there. But when you do science, the excitement is always alive. You can invent, and now there are so many facilities to even protect your intellectual property. In fact, we have a speaker, we have a division who is fully focusing on protecting the intellectual property. And in fact, in St. Francis College, both myself and my colleague, we gave a lecture. She gave on protecting the intellectual property, and I had delivered a lecture on surface engineering, and because that is the field in which I work on. So when we are doing science, we should also realize the importance of protecting our intellectual property by way of filing the patents or trademarks. So all these things, if madam is interested, we can arrange a lecture on protecting intellectual property also.
Just responding to your thing,
Yeah.
our college has an established IPR cell,
Okay.
and our faculty and few students have been filing the patents, and two are approved also. Thank you for
Congratulations.
again giving us that.
Yeah, I mean, it will be more in an advanced level because
Yes, we are
filing patent is only one level, but there are many aspects of protecting the intellectual
we have
property.
started doing, and definitely in due course of time we will take your support.
Yeah, that, I mean, I just suggested,
Yes.
because we thought that the students should also get a knowledge on protecting the IP. Many times we just leak our ideas, just like that in open audience, and then somebody takes it up and then files and they earn a lot of money. So, yeah, so the purpose of giving these lectures is to sensitize and to create awareness about the opportunities available for careers in science. You have the Prime Minister National Research Fellowship, where there is a scholarship to the tune of 80,000 per month, I think, which the student gets for doing PhD. It's a very, very prestigious fellowship, which has been awarded for encouraging students to take up science as their research career. So we, coming from an organization funded by DST, it's our responsibility to sensitize all of you, and also for the country to be self-reliant. See, we are now talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant country. So if we have to be self-reliant, then we have to be independent in our science and technology. How else? Otherwise, everybody will take the next flight to US and then go to US and start earning. How to make India self-reliant, isn't it? So we have very good brains here, and we have hardworking students here. So we all should together make India self-reliant. So that's the purpose of arranging these lectures. I hope we have created a spark in you for taking up science as the career, and you all have your faculty members here who are dedicated and who are in fact encouraging you to take up by way of projects. And our madam was telling that you have done projects. Always doing projects gives a lot of encouragement, because in India we don't focus more on working with hands. No, it's only lectures. But then if you look at the West, they focus on hands-on. So the experiments are given more thrust there. That is why the people are able to have analytical thinking. So we should also encourage that, and we invite you to come to ARCA. Madam, we can arrange a visit for your students. Definitely we will do that. In fact, we had students from school, Aga Khan Academy. They visited 2 weeks back. Ramchandra gave a lecture in Aga Khan Academy, and following up with that, we had a visit. So I should also take this opportunity to thank my colleagues, Dr. Ishwarmurthy and Dr. Dhage, who are also members of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav committee. So it becomes more on their part to deliver such lectures. And also I am thankful to my senior colleague, Dr. Ravichandra, who gave me the contact of Madam Sarla, due to which we could interact and then organize this lecture as part of the National Energy Conservation Day. So thank you very much to all, and all of us, myself and my colleague, would like to invite you to ARCA for a visit, and we will see how we can help each other in doing projects. Even the faculty, we are planning to have an orientation program for the faculty members also, and faculty members also can spend their summer internship, spend their summer doing project work, which will be of mutual interest to ARCA and your organization. So thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
See, now they want to show some demonstration which requires good abundant sunlight. Let's not depend on these artificial sources of light. Let's venture into our outdoor, our ground. We have a beautiful ground with rich sunlight. Let's expose there. So now, without disturbing the classes, we have to maintain decorum of the college. Slowly we will move on after whatever proceedings are there. We will go guided by that. And then I would like to inform you, the scientists from the ARCA, that as a part of the project, some of us second and third year students have done a couple of projects. Many project students have already left our organization. The joins are there, we are not able to get them back. So some projects they will do, and you must have seen outside, welcome to the Department of Physics. That's also one of the projects. Are they here? They will be joining us in the lab there. So some exhibits are there. After that, we will go there and see that. So hands-on, we can just see. So after the hard proceedings, we will slowly move on to the ground.
Thank you for such stimulating speech, ma'am. We are truly content. Thank you for your informative session, sir. We all have learned a lot of new topics today, and we are truly content for that. I would now call upon Nashra to propose the vote of thanks for the day.
As Mahatma Gandhi, the father of our nation, once said, "Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's need, but not every man's greed." National Energy Conservation Day is commemorated on December 14th. Today's session has undoubtedly provided a wealth of information on the significance of energy conservation and its various approaches. I'd like to thank Dr. Subhashri ma'am for coordinating with the department for this event. I'd also like to thank Dr. Sanjay Dhage and Dr. Ishwarmurthy Ramaswamy on behalf of the Department of Physics and Electronics for sharing their extensive knowledge with us today and enlightening us on the various methods and need for energy conservation. I would like to express my gratitude to our dear sister Principal Dr. Sister P. Amrita and the management for their constant support. I would also like to express my gratitude to Dr. Selna ma'am, Head Department Physics and Electronics, as well as the faculty members of the department. In addition, I would like to thank the technical and non-technical team, Arigam sir, Srikant sir, Mr. Joseph, Mr. Francis, and Mr. Sundar, and the student volunteers for the smooth conduct of the event without any glitch. Finally, I express my gratitude to everyone present here and also attending online. We have learned a lot on energy conservation today. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Nashra. I would now request everyone to raise for the national anthem.
Punjab Sindh Gujarat Dravida Kalabanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ujjala Jala Sitaranga Tava Shubha Naami Jage Tava Shubha Ashisha Mage Vale Tava Jaya Gata Jana Jaya Bhagya Vidata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya 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 He
Jai Hind.
Now we will move on to Sushma. Feedback.
Now, the feedback form has been posted in the Zoom Meet chat box. Please fill the feedback form.
just come and see the difference in how the water wets the surface on a bare hourglass which is kept on the photo.
I request the students to come forward.
So I think difference in
Only one drop. Just one drop.
just a demo.
Yeah, this is the district for the
More takers.